And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and always providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate plans, insurance, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, and most importantly, we want to engage with you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. And make sure you bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors. All their contact information is there, and you can also reach out. There's a submission form, an email form that will come through directly through myself and my team, and we're going to make sure we get right back to you before our head hits the pillow. And this is Intelligent Talk Radio. It's your show. We are a consumer advocate here, Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region. Please follow us online at Facebook, on Instagram and Twitter at Brandon Rhymes 1. And we'd love to connect with you as well. We've got a great YouTube channel out there with a lot of our legacy content out there as well. And in studio today, William Crowley, a.k.a. the Credit Magician, credit restoration expert. Welcome in.
Hey, good to be back. Seems like
Yes,
I've
sir.
been gone a long time, too.
Yeah. What has it been? 3 or 4 weeks? 4 or 5 weeks?
4 or 5 years, maybe? I don't know.
So the credit magician in the house, helping
Yeah.
people improve their credit scores and qualify. You know, credit is such an important part of life today. It's not only, not only the obvious, but it's also jobs and all kinds of other stuff.
Insurance as well.
Insurance, that's right.
Since we have an insurance specialist here today.
That's right.
But I'll be talking about the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Uniform Commercial Code, all that good information. And I'm going to kind of go off a grid and show people some of the secrets of the credit industry that most credit repair companies don't deal with.
I like that. The secrets that they don't want you to know.
Right.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Good stuff. We're gonna peel back that onion today, talk a little deeper into the credit space. We got Eunice Halstead in the house, insurance risk specialist. Welcome in.
Hi, how are you doing?
Excellent. Yeah, so it's interesting how credit does play into the insurance space.
It does. It's a great portion of what we're doing, especially when we're talking about home ownership, small business ownership, and a whole bunch of other things that we do. Credit is always important.
Yeah, it really is. It's really a pillar when it comes to your financial blueprint. There's so many ways that credit is there. It's going to help you get a loan. It's going to help you qualify for car loans, home loans, all types of things. So we're going to talk about that. Also, cybersecurity is a part of business we've talked about in the previous shows. It's still such a major area.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the fact that remember the Atlanta situation that happened a while ago. Well, the city of Houston just bought a $30 million cybersecurity policy so that they don't get caught in that situation as well.
Wow, that's amazing. These are big numbers when you get cities and municipalities involved in that.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a little background on what's going on with Florence, and also talk a little bit about your homeowner's policy or my homeowner's policy,
Okay.
as my renewal came in and I started reading through it, which most people don't do. And
Right.
that's when you notice things that shouldn't be there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's touch on that. So, and even auto as well, like underinsured, uninsured motorists, all these different things you got to look out for. You got to think a layer deeper when it comes to these things, and be prepared for those storms. We're in hurricane season right now, slap in the middle of it here. So let's give a shout out to our hotel partner on the beach. It's Treasure Island. It's Bilmar Beach Resort over in Treasure Island, 10650 Gulf Boulevard. Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. The Bilmar Beach Resort has been one of the most sought-after destinations in Treasure Island area for decades. And for those quick business trips, you add a little beachside pleasure to the families on long weekend getaways. Every guest here has full access to a vast amenities. They've got pools. You got the Sloppy Joe restaurant on site, completely renovated, beautiful rooms. I love it when I stay there. I open up the slider and I'm literally on the beach, the gorgeous beaches of beautiful Tampa Bay, Pinellas County. Beautiful place to live, work, and play. A couple of hot listings here as well from PlatinumMVPRealty.com. PlatinumMVPRealty.com is our official real estate company with the Real Estate Quarterback Show, Consumer Quarterback Show. Hot listing on the beach, 1370 Gulf Boulevard, 401 is the unit number. Bella Rosa condo, this is an end unit. Clearwater Beach, $1.149 million. Beautiful, gorgeous condominium on the beach. We'd love to talk to you about it, show it to you. And it's a beautiful property here on the beach in Clearwater. Also got a property in Largo. Right around the corner is 12091 145th Street in Largo. Yellow Banks Grove, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and kind of a sampling of this Pinellas County 33774 zip code. This one's just reduced down to $290,000, close to Indian Rocks Beach. There's a marina, Krabby Bills, nature park, everything very close by here, close proximity, and there's no flood insurance required here at 12091 145th Street in Largo. Beautiful properties here in Tampa Bay. All right, let's jump right into it. We got William Crowley, the credit magician, a.k.a. the credit magician here in studio. Credit restoration, credit improvement. It's one of the most misunderstood areas of all business and finance. I mean, it really is just such a lot of misconceptions out there. What are you seeing?
Yeah, a lot of misconceptions. Take, for instance, most of the time people come to me from around the country and they're asking, well, how can this come off my credit? I did do it. I said, I know you did it. I know very well you did it. If you didn't do it, I tell them to file a police report because you're a victim of identity theft. I don't want those clients. I want the clients that know that the information is in fact theirs. The bankruptcies, tax liens, late payments, collections, charge-offs, anything that's derogatory that's impacting the credit. The misconception out there is that, well, if it's mine, it can't come off my credit report. And that's totally not true. And a lot of credit repair companies, what they're not telling people is that, look, we're going after the credit reporting agencies for violation of due process. Okay. That's what we're going after them for. We know that that's the client's information. Everybody in the world knows that, the original creditor, the client, and everybody else. So when the hiccups happen, what we're here to do is to help people get back on track. We're not playing the victim role, okay? Because I don't believe there's no victims out there. Either you have the knowledge and you don't use it, or you just don't have the knowledge, and then you're going to be, they're going to take advantage of you, but you're not a victim. You're just bringing this on yourself. Right. So the knowledge, the information in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, and the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA, those are the acronyms that we use. All that information is found on the Federal Trade Commission website, ftc.gov. You can order the booklets for free, and you can study up and find out what you can do to protect your credit, to deal with the past, to have the information removed, and then to protect yourself in the future, now and the future. So get this information. It's free information. You can get it right from the Federal Trade Commission. Read the information and then apply it. You'll find that all the misconceptions about credit restoration will be revealed right then and there. But now they won't go into detail about, due process. But through my 20 years of experience working with the credit reporting agencies, come to the conclusion that's what it's about, the violation of due process. Because how else could you get something off that does in fact belong to a person? Right. Because the credit reporting agency is making numerous mistakes, and you have to catch them at those mistakes. Right. The general public, usually, even after reading the Fair Credit Reporting Act or the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the general public may not still know how to apply these laws, but at least they've read it, and then I can easily interpret it for them. Right. And to help them to empower themselves. Because that's what this show is about. We want to empower the consumer. That's right. We're not just out here trying to tell you to pay us some money to do something for you. You've got to be empowered. And so the information is readily available. It's just that most time people come to me, they don't have the time to do it. They got families, professions, et cetera. So I can intervene on their behalf, but I'm also educating them, because the credit restoration program versus your traditional credit repair, everything is transparent with us. So we'll do it for the client, but we're also going to provide them with all the information, show them, here's what we did, here's how the information came off. Now you can keep this for the future.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. A consultative approach, educational approach with it. And that way, when they do read up and they understand the bulk of it, you're going to have a better intelligent conversation with them when you do discuss the process.
Exactly. And so that's what I really like people to do. Even though I send out a video ahead of time, look, you're calling me, you're just calling me because you heard about me. Great. You heard good things. Great. You heard bad things. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah. It's all promotion for me. Believe me. Go. It's all promotion. And I can always, overturn or change people's minds about any type of negative, viewpoints, because it's the credit industry has a black mark on it.
Yeah.
Okay. For lack of a better phrase, because the credit reporting agencies are instrumental in putting that negative information out there, because they don't want you to know that you can actually legally dispute information through the Fair Credit Reporting Act and have this information removed. The credit reporting agencies makes millions, even probably I'd even venture to say billions of dollars off of misinformation that they're marketing to the general public on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Misinformation.
They're selling our information.
Yes. And so
to credit card companies, auto insurance, all these different companies.
And I'm jump ahead now because I always like to say that they're the biggest perpetrators of identity theft is the credit reporting agencies themselves.
Right.
You're talking about the breaches or something like that. I say those are orchestrated breaches, and they're initiated by the credit reporting agencies themselves, just to generate, enable them to sell more product that they should be doing for free through the Fair Credit Reporting Act. They should be monitoring your credit free through the Fair Credit Reporting Act.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. William Crowley, the credit magician, here in studio. When we come back, more from William Crowley. We're going to talk about his credit package. He's going to give an offer here for the first 3 listeners that want to call out and reach out, text us as well. We're going to talk about a free credit package on the next second segment here on the show. William Crowley in the house. Eunice Halstead coming up as well. We're going to talk about insurance risk specialist, and all things insurance here and credit on today's show. Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. Stay with us right here. We'll be right back after this short break.
This is Ward Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by Platinum MVP Realty. Check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com. We're going to help you with your real estate game, helping you make sure you're, looking at the right properties, negotiating sales, negotiating structuring properties for you. We've got a great buyer agent team, some really good buyer agents that can help you on the buy side. I'm on the listing side as well. I'm going to help you maximize the exposure on the sale of your real estate properties. I've been featured in Florida Realtor Magazine, Top Agent Magazine, top 1% of all realtors nationwide with a recent selection. Top Agent Magazine, all these different publications are featuring us because we're doing things other companies aren't doing. And we're helping sellers profit more. We're attracting new agents to our brokerage. So we'd love for you to check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com. And we'd love to have a confidential interview with any real estate agents looking to potentially make a switch. We'd love to talk to you about that. Giving a shout out to WholeBodyFuel.com, the official meal delivery service of the Consumer Quarterback Show. WholeBodyFuel.com. Chef prepared, convenient, delivered meals directly to your home or office. Healthy meal delivery service. Chef Brian Adamo, Kevin, his whole team, they do a great job over there. WholeBodyFuel.com. They've got the world famous protein donuts. Excellent food. This food is delivered and it is tasty and it's teasing the taste buds every day. I love it whenever my meals arrive and if I'm in between meetings in the car, I just pull out a meal, eat it. And that way I'm not pulling in those fast food restaurants and spending about the same dollar as well. When you think about it, you break it down. They broke it down on the show. It's like $8 to $9 a meal. So you pay that when you go into a fast food restaurant. So you're getting high quality organic meals, natural proteins, WholeBodyFuel.com. Check them out. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by being a fan of the show. Got a hot property listing here in South Tampa, 103 South Havana Avenue, 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, reduced down to $525,000. Beautiful property here, 2,464 square feet, heated, charming property in the South Tampa Plant High School District. Beautiful property here. Great opportunity for investors. Airbnb is hot in that area, and you're making a lot of money on the rental. 20151 Powerline Road in Dade City, 3-bedroom, 2-bath property. This is a airport. I do have a airport for sale. So any pilots out there, anybody in that space, aviation, $250,000. We've got a single-family home with 10 acres. Next to that, we've got 15 acres. That is an actual airport landing strip. So it's a landing strip. It's not an actual airport like you might think of in your mind with restrooms and vendors and restaurants on site. This is actually a landing strip, but they're not handing out many permits for airports for sale. Dade City, 20151 Powerline Road. Beautiful property here in gorgeous Tampa Bay. All right, so we're talking credit here with William Crowley, the credit magician, credit restoration expert. And, most people, I've heard it said, William, that if you to make $100 bet to anybody, that you can find at least one mistake on their credit report.
Yeah. I'd even venture to say that 100% of the people out there have information on the credit report that doesn't belong there.
Yeah.
Now, let me say this, okay? Everything on your credit report is inaccurate, okay? Because the credit reporting agency must verify it with you prior to putting it on your credit report.
But they don't.
They don't. So therefore, but most people don't come to me and say, hey, listen, take this positive information off. But they do want me to take off the negative information. That's okay. That's great. We can just use the Fair Credit Reporting Act, go after credit reporting agency for violation of due process because we know that the credit reporting agencies haven't followed the steps, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, to put the information on your report. They've received it from the lenders, but in order for them to document this information on your credit report as valid information, they've got steps they have to go through in contacting the consumer.
Okay.
And they're because they're a third party. They can't just say that, okay, well, a Visa or MasterCard or American Express gave this information to me, therefore it's correct. Nope. You got to contact the consumer, make sure the stories correspond.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So William, when we're talking about free credit with this credit package that you offer, let's go ahead and give out a couple of these free credit packages. So we've got credit report. So with the free credit package, let's do this for the first 3 listeners that reach out. They can call or text our hotline 813-670-7372. William Crowley, aka the Credit Magician, he's going to offer you a free credit package if you just text in for the first 3 listeners. And here's a little bit of what's included with that. You're going to get a free how to obtain your free credit report. He's going to teach you how to cut off all the junk mail that's coming to your mailbox, reducing your chances of identity theft, because a lot of people just go by the mailbox, grab your stuff out as they drive by or ride by on a bike. Who knows? That's one way that they harvest your information. Free consultation. Sit down with William and find out more about how to improve your credit. So for the first 3 listeners, text the word credit to our hotline 813-670-7372. Call or text 813-670-7372. Just text the word credit to our consumer advocate hotline. We're going to reply back with your name and your email. What's your name and email? And then we're going to put you in touch with William Crowley, and he's going to walk you through these steps and how to obtain that free information.
Right. And we want to say we repair your credit report legally. I want to make sure that people that is emphasized, because a lot of times people think that we're doing something illegal under the table when we're having information that does belong to you taken off.
Right.
No, it's legal credit repair. We're going to help you and assist you to legally restore your credit with the information that we send to you. And please give us feedback. We want to hear feedback from you all on some of the results that you get once you administer some of this material.
Tell us a recent success story, William. Like, tell us something that you've done to help somebody. How's this process worked out for some of your people in the past? Maybe even some of our listeners that have called out.
And I hate doing that. When I first entered the industry back in the late '90s, it was forbidden for us to give those type of testimonials because it happens differently for everybody. Like, I mean, I get a person that I take their score, and I hate to be focused on score, but we can take this score up 100, 200 points in as early as 30 business days, because we're having negative information removed. As long as you have the existing positive information, the score is going to go up. So I have millions of testimonies like that all the time, but I hate to share them because the new person comes along and say, hey, well, my score didn't go up 200 points.
Yeah,
because it's based on a lot of variations, okay? My objective as a credit repair person, and I like to use the word credit restoration, but I'll say credit repair at times. What our job is to remove negative information. Is credit repair, restore. We're restoring your credit. Now, you have to have the positive information to justify a spike in that score.
Right.
Okay, if you don't have any positive information, I can remove everything and your score could remain the same or possibly even go down. Don't be mad at me. Make sure that you're being proactive. Make sure you're paying your bills on time and being fiscally responsible. Okay, our job is to clean up the past. Your job is to take care of the future, the present and the future. So, but testimonials are, to me, come a dime a dozen. I mean, I can give you a testimonial person that just bought a house in 30 days or score went up 200 or 300 points. And the bottom line is, if you have negative information on there, address it legally using the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and you can see miraculous change within 30 business days. Don't say that. I'm not saying that everybody's going to receive results in that time frame.
Yeah.
But the credit reporting agency, according to 1681I of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the credit reporting agency has to respond to your disputes with investigation results within 45 days, equivalent to 30 business days.
Yeah.
But we're with our clients for 12 months. So if it don't happen in the first 45 days, hopefully it happens the second set of 45 days. But we're going to do it about 7 to 8 times over the course of 12 months.
Right.
And you're going to see results each time. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to wait 12 months to secure that property or whatever you want to do. It just means that it's a process, okay? So every 30 to 40 or every 45 days, you should be either receiving correspondence from us or the credit reporting agency.
Yep.
And then you should see results each time.
So results may vary. There's no guarantees.
Right.
And I think if I kind of summarize that up for you, he does have a guarantee. We'll talk about that. But to summarize it up, is there's ways that you can do things on your side. So maybe, something like opening up a credit card or utilizing one you may have, charging your groceries, your gas, stuff that you're going to need to purchase anyways, charging that, paying it down to about 30 to 35%, right, William? That's what I've always heard is, that's an optimal score. If you pay it more than down to 5 or 0, then they're saying, oh, well, he's being absolute. He's not using credit. He's just paying it off. And if you keep the limits too high, close to, or the balance close to the limits, then that's the opposite. You're maxed out.
Exactly. So we tell people, And I work a lot with the lenders out there, so I rely on the lenders to tell you what their guidelines are. But just the general guidelines is, keep at least 3 trade lines at 30%. Okay, at 30%. I mean, you can have more than that, but just try to keep everything at 30%. Don't pay them off, like Brandon just said. Don't pay them off for sure, because then you're closing the account and it doesn't contribute to your score.
Right.
So leave a balance on there, preferably about 30%.
Yeah.
Don't forget our guarantee. Now, I guarantee
what is
your
the
money
guarantee?
back. I guarantee your money back if you don't get results.
Okay, I like
so
that.
that's the guarantee.
That's great. Yeah. And you've helped a lot of different, of our listeners, of some of our mortgage friends out there, Marshall, Smith, Nick. A lot of our mortgage partners are sending you client referrals, and I've heard nothing but stellar remarks from that. So William Crowley, aka the Credit Magician, aka would you say the Credit Man in the Hood?
Oh yeah. I'm the credit man in the hood. And don't get confused. I'm the same person now.
The
Credit
same
Magician
man.
on the radio.
Yeah.
I'm the credit man in the hood.
Okay. William Crowley, the Credit Magician. Come out to our events too. William does a great job at some of our events when we can get him there. And we got our October 11th party coming up. We got a first-time buyer seminar as well. I want you there, William.
Please, yeah.
That's coming up on November 8th. We're going to be over at Cox Media Group. Buyer seminar and seller seminar coming up. So mark your calendars, November 8th. It's going to be 6 to 9 p.m. Cox Media Group. We want to talk to you there, educate, entertain, enlighten, and continue our engagement. And coming up, Eunice Halstead, insurance risk specialist. And here's our feel-good story of the day. They met as cancer patients at St. Jude's. 25 years later, they tied the knot. Here's a great story coming at you right after this short break.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Tricia up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by Platinum MVP Realty. Platinum MVP Realty, a top real estate brokerage here in Tampa Bay, and I am the owner of the company, and we have a great buyer agent team, lots of great agents that can help you. I'm a listing agent here helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. Top 1% of all realtors nationwide, and featured in Florida Realtor Magazine, Top Agent Magazine, the Tampa Bay Business Journal, and others, recognized for our innovations with marketing, helping our sellers profit more. Former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at USF. Now we're quarterbacking a different game. We're quarterbacking introductions to our show partners. We got 80 show partners, CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys, home inspectors, all types of folks that can help you, on that wheel, that business wheel, that financial wheel. That's the goal of our show. We want to be your consumer advocate and help you understand more about these buying decisions, help you avoid a lot of the commission-based advice that's so prevalent in our community these days. A couple of hot listings here, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. 215 12th Avenue Northeast in St. Petersburg. 4 bedrooms, 5 bath, $1.299 million. Beautiful property, 3,752 square feet, and it is a completed project now. SIPS panel construction, beautiful property in the old northeast section of St. Petersburg. Hot property listing here. Also, 5506 Dallas Way in Valrico. This is the River Hills Country Club, gated community, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3,500 square foot heated. It's a corner lot pool home. And it's a one-owner home that was built by the owner, who's a contractor. So he put a lot of the best materials, the best supplies into this property. 5506 Dallas Way, Valrico. Beautiful property here. Compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. Giving a shout out to Curry Leaves Restaurant as well. Our official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Curry Leaves Restaurant. Indian cuisine, excellent food, very friendly staff over at Curry Leaves Restaurant on Kennedy Boulevard in Tampa. The food is amazing. They've got a lunch buffet, excellent food, dinner in the evenings as well. Curry Leaves Restaurant. Say hello to Saji and his team over there. Let them know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we're back here in studio helping you win. Eunice Halstead in the house, insurance risk specialist. She's our insurance specialist here. Welcome in.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
So, as I mentioned before, the cryptocurrency situation and the cyber attacks and the ransomware has just gotten way out of control.
Wow.
Every day it just gets worse and worse, and people like or government entities like the city of Houston have made the decision of buy a very, very large insurance policy to protect against it. And I'm sure that other cities are going to follow suit. But when we're talking about small businesses, we have to protect ourselves.
Yes.
So, and as I mentioned before, we have some products that are very good, very comprehensive, very reasonable price. All they need in order to give you a quote is your revenues and your website. And they will check behind your website and give you a quote. So that's all I need.
So they're just going to look at your website, do a little firewall. They're going to check it out themselves on their side, and then they're going to base your quote on that.
Right. That's
so
correct.
So if you have better firewalls and better protection, then your premium, it would stand to reason that your premium might be less.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're easily hackable, then of course it's going to be higher.
Or they're going to let you know what gaps you have and where you can improve.
Wow. So there's value there, and just kind of almost like an audit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a full audit, but at least it's a mini audit.
Yeah. To check it out, because it is an interesting world. The malware, the hackability of businesses, entities. We've seen J.P. Morgan Chase, Target, our federal government, lots, endless amount of different companies getting hacked and being vulnerable to those types of hacks. Cybersecurity is such a growing area. I know I've seen advertisements for, I think, USF on one of the billboards on 275 there, talking about, here's a degree plan, cybersecurity and internet marketing, all these different areas.
Yeah, so while we're teaching people how to protect themselves out in the Middle East, the people are teaching others how to hack
That's right.
Which is unspeakable, but
yeah,
it's just the world we live in. Also, I wish I had the actual piece of news here. I read a couple of days ago that even within the dark net, they are hacking each other for cryptocurrency.
Wow.
So it's not just us, it's even within themselves, they're going out there and doing that.
Wow. Yeah, because now, you know, you don't have to have a demand of, you know, paper money. It's like, hey, just send the money over to this wallet. You know, I imagine, I don't know the details on it, but, you know, it's so easy now to transfer money that way.
Yes.
You know, electronically transfer money. All right, so you're also doing property casualty insurance for real estate transactions, investors, homeowners out there.
Yes.
They can reach out to you. What are you seeing in that space?
Well, first of all, I wanted to say that we got really, really lucky in missing Florence.
Yeah, we did.
I have a good friend from Virginia that was supposed to come down 2 weeks ago, and we're still waiting for the roads to settle down in between the North Carolina, South Carolina area so that he can get down here.
Wow.
It says that it's the damages are estimated between 17 to 22 billion dollars.
Wow.
From that hurricane.
Yeah, the hurricane. 500,000 homes and businesses was the number I heard. 17 trillion gallons of water that was dumped.
Yes.
Amazing.
And then we're having issues with the FEMA program at a government level, so that's not going to help. So you have to start thinking about, if you want to protect yourself, you have to start thinking about buying private flood insurance.
Yeah, it's scary. You know, the NFIP, the National Flood Insurance Program, was drained some years ago with Superstorm Sandy that hit New York,
right.
You know, of all places up in the Northeast, right?
I was
always
there.
think of, were you?
Yes.
They always think of Florida and, you know, the New Orleans, those areas of being, you know, primary candidates for hurricanes, which, you know, I guess we are more probability wise, but you know, so that fund was drained and then it was replenished. And now it seems, you know, after last year we had, you know, horrible storms that affected, you know, a couple different states. Now here we go. We kicked off this season with Florence up in the Carolinas.
Yeah, I hope it stays just at that. And I know that there's something else coming, but it looks like it's staying in the lower Caribbean.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like it's really going to hit many of the islands. It's just kind of going through.
Yeah.
The other thing that I wanted to mention is in the same line, okay, remember that your homeowners does not cover flood, so you have to have a separate policy. I live in a condo, and my personal insurance policy just got renewed. And I start looking through it, and I start noticing, you know, normally you look at the first couple of pages where you have your main limits and make sure that those limits are correct and, you know, your premium and whatever. When you start looking a little bit further and you start looking at some of the restrictions, your exclusions that appear on the policy later on, then you start digging into the nitty-gritty, and many people don't understand what that means.
Right.
I noticed in my policy that they restricted my liability for property of others to $5,000 or something, when my liability coverage is $300,000. And I have never seen a restriction such as that one, and that's not a good one to have. I mean, what if your tree falls on your neighbor's home? Right. Or you have some sort of accident that damages your neighbor's property.
Yeah.
And you know, if they're sublimiting you to that kind of amount, then it's all out of your pocket.
Wow. Yeah. Somebody parks their car in your driveway, or, you know, a kid comes over, you know, there's all these different scenarios that could happen.
Right.
You know, kids sleeping over, they get injured. You know, there's a lot of different scenarios that happen.
Or they break, like, okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's say your kid sleeps over at your neighbor's house, and they're playing around, and he smashes against the TV set and the stereo set and creates a whole debacle there of damage. You know, that's not, if you have a submit limit there, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
And that is not normal. That should not be there. I'm in the middle of investigating why they put that sublimit there. But there's a lot of different little things, additional coverages, but also additional limitations that you have to be watching out for.
Yeah, you got to be diligent. I mean, sometimes it's water damage, but they say, oh, no, it was caused by wind. It was wind that actually caused the event, and vice versa. The water, rising water versus an event. You got to make sure you have the correct riders in there as well. And Eunice Halstead, insurance risk specialist, one of the best in the area, can help you with that. Also, auto insurance as well. Underinsured motorist is one thing to look for. What else is it with the auto insurance?
The personal insurance protection, the no fault liability. But in addition to no fault, I don't recommend that people have just a no fault and PD, which is what the state requires, because that really doesn't provide much coverage either for you for your medical payments or for any damage that's caused to another vehicle.
Okay. Yeah. It's important decisions to make sure you get your review, get an annual review, get checked up, make sure you have the right policies in place when it comes to insurance. We're talking about business. We're talking about protecting your assets, your home, your auto, lots of ways that we can help you here. Cybersecurity policies, more from our expert contributors when we come back. Our feel-good story of the week as well. They met as cancer patients at St. Jude's. 25 years later, they tied the knot in our feel-good story of the week. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by Platinum MVP Realty. PlatinumMVPRealty.com. You can search the entire MLS there, see all the real estate properties available. You can see our real estate listings as well. And you can also get a comparable market analysis, an automated analysis done, and submit an email form to us, and we're going to make sure we get back to you before our head hits the pillow. And giving a shout out to Bilmar Beach Resort on Treasure Island, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. The Bilmar Beach Resort has been one of the most sought after destinations in the Treasure Island area for years. For those on quick business trips that add a little beachside pleasure or long weekend getaways, every guest here has full access to the vast list of amenities, and they've got a beautiful beach. They've got 2 different pools. Sloppy Joe's is the restaurant on site, and Clyde Smith, when he was on the show, he said it is a 2-beer beach, meaning it takes 2 beers walking from your room all the way to the beach. It's such a long beach there, lots of sand, beautiful place to check out. Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 2606 North Valrico Road is a hot listing I have. 84 acres, prime opportunity for development, and it is zoned, wooded and zoned ARGPD, so a planned unit development, $1.2 million. Beautiful property listing, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. Hot property listing here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And let's go ahead and get our Tell Me Something Good segment here, injecting some positivity into your day with our feel-good story of the day. Tell me something good. Okay, they met as cancer patients at St. Jude's 25 years later. They tied the knot. So Joel Aslip and Lindsay Wilkerson tied the knot this month, 25 years after first meeting at St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Lindsay was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia when she was 10. Joel was diagnosed with cancer at age 7. When I met this guy, I was in treatment. I admired him. Lindsay said of her now husband, I looked at him. I thought he was such an incredible person. We grew up in our friendship over the years. Lindsay and Joel lost touch, and then they went separate ways for college, but it was St. Jude's that brought them back together again. Both would end up working at St. Jude's Hospital that saved their lives many years ago. Lindsay, now 37, ran into Joel on her first day on the job. She said she instantly recognized his smile. I was finally brave enough to tell her that I liked her. Not only that I loved her, Joel told Fox 38. Luckily, she felt the same way. The couple tied the knot September 1st, St. Jude's Research Center Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. Feel good story of the week there. Pretty cool stuff. And we do some good stories here. Positivity. We like to have that positivity injection for you here on the show. All right, so we got in studio today William Crowley, a.k.a. the credit magician, credit restoration expert here in Tampa Bay. Eunice Halstead, insurance risk specialist. We're talking all things insurance today. So what else are you seeing out there, Eunice?
Basically, we got to stay prepared because hurricane season doesn't end until November 30th. And so we have
a long ways away.
Yes, it is a long ways away. And even though it's been relatively calm, because last year, for example, the storm started coming early on during the year. Yeah. And this year, the very first hard-hitting one was Florence, and that was September. So I'm just, praying that not much more happens, but we have to be prepared.
Yeah, we really do. It's when you think about these natural disasters and the effect that they can have, it's a real challenge. And for homeowners, it's like, what can you do? You have to prepare. You've got to think ahead. And I think so many times people are busy in this busy world that we live in. It seems like a faster pace of life than we've ever had here, in civilization on one hand, and it's also on the other hand, it's the greatest time to be alive as a human being with all the luxuries we're afforded through technologies. So we're predicting these storms earlier. We're seeing them coming, but one of the things that's natural with humans is that we procrastinate. So we're procrastinating on some of these things. So I think people should be pulling out their policies, making sure, number one, that they have a policy, that it's in place,
right,
and then double checking against those different riders.
And make sure that you have your wind coverage.
Yes.
Make sure that you have some sort of flood coverage, and that your homeowner's policy provides coverage for sewer backup.
Okay.
Because sometimes the flood is not caused by actual flooding of waters, rather than sewer backup. in your basement, or well, we don't have basements, do we?
Right. But it's still going to back up either way.
Yes.
If there's not a basement, it's going to back up, and it's, that water has to go somewhere, and unfortunately, it's going to float at some point.
Right. So in many cases, if you have the coverage on your homeowners, anything that's water backup, that will be covered. If it's flood, you have to look to a flood policy for that.
So there's a difference there. You got to make sure you have the different riders in there, the different aspects of the policy. So the FEMA just changed their flood maps too. We talked about that in last week's show, one of the shows. So they're kind of evaluating these floodplains is the latest I've heard as well. Have you seen much on that yet?
I'm beginning to see some of that.
Yep.
Well, definitely after Sandy, they redid all the maps of New York City and all the boroughs and the coast of New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I was still up there while they were doing that. I know down here, they're going in a different direction. They're trying to remove certain areas from the flood zones. That scares me a little bit. I hope they're right.
Yeah.
I know I was home, which was the last hurricane that hit us last year.
What was that called? Irma?
Irma, right. So I live waterfront, and I stayed there, and I saw all the water be flushed out of the bay.
Yes.
And then we were worried, like, oh God, how is it going to come back? But then it just came back naturally, and nothing was disturbed. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that that's the way it continues, rather than us having some major flooding happen.
Yeah.
Like, I live in area AE, so
Yeah.
I do live in a flood zone.
Yeah, I think I'm in that same zone as well right now. And I remember back to school, one of my least favorite classes was calculus, business calculus. And one of the professors drew a map of Florida, a little sketch on the board. And he described how when the hurricanes come off the coast of Africa and they're spinning and the projection and the trajectory, that's why Miami's more likely to get hit, because it's going to hit there and then it's going to, potentially go up the coast. And he said if it did come across the state, it would, potentially lose power. Hopefully that's the plan when it hits over land. So he was saying how, at the time we were in Fort Myers, Naples, is where I graduated from the Florida Gulf Coast University, after I played ball at USF. But, so Tampa, St. Pete, that whole area is somewhat insulated because it's on the opposite side of the state. But still, with these super storms coming, everybody's getting hit.
Unfortunately, in the last few years, there have been a couple of storms that have developed within the Gulf of Mexico, and they come backwards.
Wow.
That's not normal either. That's just a thing of climate change.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
So we're lucky that we haven't been hit hard by anything like that, but sometimes Cuba, Jamaica, some of those islands that are just immediately south of us have gotten hit.
Yeah, south of the Florida Straits there. Eunice Halstead, insurance expert contributor here on the show. Reach out to her for all your insurance needs. InsuranceRiskSpecialist.com, InsuranceRiskSpecialist.com. And let's go ahead and jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
All right, William. Let's see how good you are at lightning rounds here, William. So, top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. William Crowley.
Well, just like I said before, I know I point the finger a lot saying what they do, but it's really what you do that's going to make the real difference in the credit industry.
Right.
So the more knowledge and information you empower yourself with, the least likely they're going to be able to affect you. So when you go out there and do the bad stuff, make sure you understand that the Fair Credit Reporting Act is on your side as a consumer law, and it will help you.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Eunice Halstead, insurance risk specialist. Top tips, nuggets of advice.
Okay. Like I've always said, be prepared.
Yes.
In addition to that, and in view of what had just happened to me with my own policy, make sure that you look at that policy. If you don't understand what you're reading, get with somebody like me that will sit with you and go through the policy and explain to you what each thing means.
It's important. Very important. All right, so I'm going to talk to you. One of my favorite stories I read about is a doctor named Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard. He conducted a 50-year study into what causes people to move up and down that socioeconomic ladder, so the upward socioeconomic mobility in the United States and other countries. And he wanted to know what were the reasons why. You know, some people could be born poor and work themselves into a millionaire status, and from generation to generation, you know, some people can do it, some people can't. And what he found is that the number one contributor, and why this happens to some and not others, is that the most important trait rather is developing long-time perspective. So before you go into a business decision, before you make different buying decisions, how is that going to affect you, not short-term, but a long-term perspective? Developing that long-term perspective is one of the best ways that you can ensure your success and your movement up that economic ladder, the socio and economic mobility. In other words, Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard conducted that study. Look it up online. Pretty cool story when you look at that. And you see that with different business planning, estate planning, tax planning, those types of things. And the opposite side of that is the hopeless drunk or the alcoholic, the person that's looking for that next fix. So, those two extremes there. Great show today. William Crowley, the credit magician. Thanks so much. Eunice Halstead, insurance risk specialist. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Pack up some food or clothing. Hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.